During the time we have known you, it's not just a time of us doing things for you, as you may have seen it, but it's a time where you teach us. Today we thank you for what you have taught us, what we have learned from you, and what we will keep with us moving forward from this day on.
Welcome. My name is Michael Lacey, a chaplain with Beacon Hospice. And on behalf of Beacon Hospice, we are delighted that you've joined us for this year's most unique service of remembrance. Over the next few moments, we'd like to invite you to join us on a journey of reflection, of remembrance, a time of heartfelt sharing that we're calling a beacon of light in dark times. Behind me stands the oldest lighthouse in Maine, but its symbolism is just as important today as it was in 1791 when it began to shine for the very first time. And something we learn is this: through these times, each of us has begun to learn and perhaps relearn what it means for the human heart to long for brighter days. And perhaps you were that lighthouse in the life of your loved one as they walk through their hospice journey. And you were with them in ways that you never thought were possible before. And you did it. And so in these times of continued need for social distancing, let us remain close to these sacred realities. And together, let us remember. Together, let us reflect. And let us honor the memory of your loved one as we share with you what it means to us to have cared for them.
I'm Peter. I'm one of the nurses and clinical managers. I've met with most of you, talked with some of you on the phone, and got to be introduced to your loved ones that we've taken care of. I've had the privilege of learning a lot about them, a lot about you. I'm sorry for the loss that you and your families have had with your loved ones on our service, but it was my pleasure to meet you and take care of your loved ones. I wish you the best, and I again am sorry for your family's loss.
Hi, I'm Diane, and I'm one of the nurses, and I've been a hospice nurse for 9 years, and I love my job. I cherish every person that I am taking care of, and I try to teach them everything I know so that I can make their journey as easy as possible down the road to the end of life. Each person in the family leaves an impression on me that is an everlasting memory, and some things I just can never forget. Thank you.
I'm Laura Daigle, and I'm a case manager, RN. And people have asked me how I came to be a hospice nurse. It started many, many moons ago. I grew up in a geriatric neighborhood and didn't think I'd go into nursing. Came into nursing, and ever since day one as a CNA, and that was 32 years ago, I've been taking care of geriatrics and hospice patients from day one. First patient died on my first day on the job. And that's been my love and passion. God's let me do this, and that's why I do what I do. And it's an honor and a privilege to take care of your loved ones and you at this particular time of their journey. I just want to make sure everybody has got everything that they need. And I have come away with lots of memories. And thank you for letting us take care of your loved ones.
Hi, I'm Annette, one of the home health aides. I know that doing hospice care has definitely been a calling, and it's a way where I can be of service. And I do it because when I was 18, my dad died suddenly in a car accident and I had no closure. So by being able to give care to patients and their family members, not only does it help me with closure, but it helps them with closure as well. And it's amazing when we can be surrounded by love and family and true community. I wish that for everybody, to have closure. You're going to grieve no matter what, but when you can say goodbye, it's definitely helpful.
Hi, my name is Denise Feeney. I work in the business office of Emeticis. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for the losses you've all had and know that it's a very heartfelt situation for myself in losing my husband about a year ago. And I started working here and listening to your voices and getting the needs of your loved ones met while going through such a huge turmoil. I wish you the best. If you ever want to call and talk to us still now, say hi, and you've also got Heather, would always be there for you. Thank you.
My name's Colleen Wormwood. I'm the director here at Beacon Hospice, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank you all for allowing us to be part of your loved one's journey over the past year. It's always an honor and a privilege to be able to care for folks at the very end of their lives and make sure that we support their families, them, and everyone that they love.
Hospice sometimes can seem challenging, the future uncertain, and the path you have taken filled with emotion, and sometimes questions about a meaning for what you're experiencing. During this time today, know that we reflect on those things also, and it is our hope that as we've taken that journey together, you find meaning and purpose in the days to come. Today is a time of reflection.
Hi, I'm Steve Pisani. I'm the business office manager, and I don't work directly out in the field with you folks, but every single day, answering the phones and just making sure that things run as smoothly as they can behind the scenes.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I am the business office specialist, and I'm also work out as a home health aide. And I do hospice because I think that this can be the worst time of somebody's life, and we try to make it a little bit better and a little bit easier and make it so you can spend time with your loved one and not have to worry about little details. I get to see it from both ends, in the office answering the phones and trying to get all the things you need, and also being out in the field and helping with the patients.
Hello, my name's Donna Teague, and I'm the volunteer coordinator here at Beacon Hospice in South Portland. I've actually been the volunteer coordinator here for 17 years now, and in that time, I certainly have never seen anything like this last year. I'm sure we all feel that way. But in the midst of this time that is so out of joint, I wanted to share a poem with you that I think is worth reflecting on. It's called The Dash by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that the first was the date of birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth, and now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that still can be rearranged. To be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you lived your dash? I know that for those of you who are grieving the loss of a loved one this past year, when you think about the dash, their dash, hopefully it brings you some tears, some laughter, a smile, a warmth of heart. And hopefully as time goes on, the emotions of remembering all the activities and events of that dash will bring you comfort. This year, for all of us, we've experienced grief. We've experienced loss. The loss of simply seeing the face of a loved one, the loss of holding their hand, of hugging them, let alone of giving them a kiss. There's been much loss in this 2020. We've realized in all of that loss how very essential each and every one of us are. There are no inessential people and relationships in our lives. So as we hopefully come to the end of this year and come to the end of so many of the negatives, may we all and always pay attention to that dash. Thank you.
In training, when I was first going to do this work, what everybody said was that it was going to be, I would get more out of it than the patient would. And I had a hard time believing that. And yet it did happen that way. It really did. I enjoyed so much the time that I spent with the women that I was assigned to go visit once or twice a week. I tend to be a little more irreverent, I think, than a lot of the people that I've met here. And so one thing I liked to do always was make them laugh. In fact, one of the people that I saw, her laugh is what remains with me more than anything. And if I got through an hour with somebody and made them laugh at least once, I considered it to be a really good visit.
She liked to laugh and talk about cooking. She had a no-nonsense style, and she wanted to be sure to teach you how to cook the right way, by which she meant her way. Underneath it all, she was a giant barrel of love and kindness, and boy could she tell a story. She had so many stories from her life growing up. She cooked her first steak at 5, and her tales of waitressing and cooking for large groups. There were some slightly racy and borderline scandalous moments, but I won't tell. Suffice to say that she navigated the male clientele at the diner with her quick wit, managing to deflect advances while still keeping tips high and maintaining her marriage and family. I feel so grateful that she approved me to be one of her girls, so I could be part of the special club that took place mostly in her living room, with her holding court from her recliner chair. Although she insisted she didn't really want the 90th birthday party that Beacon planned when a staffer discovered that she had never had one in her life, she managed to hold us all in thrall in her fully packed living room and kitchen with friends and family and the girls and a few guys from Beacon. It was clear that she was enjoying the event, as was everyone else. Near the end of her time here, when she hadn't said anything for several days and I was sitting by her bed, she opened one eye, which twinkled with mischief as usual, and in her signature gravelly voice, full of vim and humor, she said, "You sure do get around," and promptly shut her eye and resumed her rhythmic breathing. She left me amused and entertained with that last pronouncement. She projected her tough gal image, but you always knew she led with her big heart. She was one of a kind, and I'll miss her. And she'd want me to tell you that her zucchini casserole recipe is good, and she was right when she told me I'd probably undercook it the first time.
I have been, my name is Robin Hood, and I've been a volunteer for Beacon for almost 7 years now. And through my years of being a hospice volunteer, I have become quite amazed at how easily people in their last days, their last weeks, their last years open up to someone who is not their family or close friends, because they don't have any baggage. They'll open up and they'll talk about their lives and their past and their feelings in the present and their feelings about what they're going through. So I feel as if I've had a lot of experience. I have learned immense amounts from all of the people that I visited. One of my favorite parts of being a hospice volunteer is going into the secured units where the dementia patients, and I miss them all. I miss them so much, and yet I have felt so honored to have learned so much from them.
I'm Lisa, and I'm the volunteer who calls a lot of the home patients, and call every Friday and do my tuck-in calls. Check base and see what's going on with people. And I really enjoy making contact. Some people chat with me on Fridays, and some people just, I'm okay, everything's okay, Lisa, thanks for calling. But it's really an additional piece that I feel I can give support to our Beacon patients. I am a visiting volunteer when I have the opportunity, but with the pandemic and everybody being at home, it's very different. I really enjoy calling and having gotten to know a lot of you as family members through phone calls that I may have made to your homes, and just being able to be there and support in any way that I can. And I hope that that you felt the support. And yeah.
I'm Becca. I am one of the social workers at Beacon, and boy, to sum up, hard to put into words exactly what I would want to say. I'm going to do my best. I find myself so humbled and feel so grateful every day to get to do what I do. I meet so many amazing people, and as a social worker, I get to learn stories and hear stories, and I feel like I am so blessed to get to learn about people, loved ones, family members, and I'm always just so mindful of the fact that we come into people's lives at such a vulnerable time, and for the most part, just get to be part of this end-of-life process for folks just in such an open way that I never take that for granted. And so I feel very, very grateful to get to be part of people's lives in this way. I've learned so much from everybody that I meet. It's pretty remarkable. And I feel for myself, what I feel as a team, especially for social work we bring, is just to remember who somebody is, separate from their diagnosis, separate from anything else. Like, who are they? What's their story? What's important to them? For the loved one and family, and try to embrace that as much as possible. And I'm a hugger and a hand holder, so COVID's been so horrible to not be able to be as present with people, but that is part of what I enjoy, being able to sit with somebody, hold their hand, hug them, even if we can't fix what's happening, to make it as good as it can be along the way. So I always feel honored to be part of that process. So everybody touches my heart and my life so very much. I feel grateful every day that I get to do what I do, and thank you for letting us come into your lives and being open to support.
Hi, I'm Danielle, one of the social workers here with Beacon. I'm glad that Heather gave me this opportunity to sit and think about time that I've spent with some of you and your loved ones, and really all of the people I've worked with here at Beacon over the past almost 9 years. End of life is such an important part of people's journey on this earth, and really it's such an important time that I really feel a lot of gratitude for all of you for allowing myself and all of us to be part of that with you. You know, some of you I was able to sit with at bedside of your loved one. Some of you we had to work through main care or other resource things, and some of you were, you know, we were just voices on the phone, especially with this time of COVID recently. And I just want to say that any parts of those things that I was able to share with you, I'm really appreciative of that time to be able to be a part of this with you. And moving forward, even no matter how much time goes by, we're always here. So if you all need anything from us, just remember that we're always available and one phone call away.
I'm a liaison for Beacon Hospice. I cover the facilities from Portland all the way to Bath, Maine, including the hospitals in the area. I've been with Beacon 6 years now, and I love my job. I love hospice, and I really appreciate the opportunity to take care of people, along with my amazing clinical team, volunteers, and the rest of the staff here. We're super grateful for you guys choosing us, for allowing us to take care of your loved ones. And I know it's been a very challenging year all around. We didn't want to pass up the opportunity this year to just say thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate your families. We appreciate your love and support, and for choosing Beacon Hospice.
My name is Heather Thompson. I'm the bereavement coordinator at Beacon Hospice, and I have spoken to many of you or left messages for you and sent mail to you, and have heard about your losses through the team and through your own words. And for all the loss that we all have had this year with COVID and the work we do, I am very sorry. Know that you can call us at any time. We say bereavement's 13 months, but we know that bereavement and grief doesn't fit a timeline. So you can utilize our services at any time, and we're here for you whenever you need us. Thank you for letting us care for you and your loved ones.
Hi, I'm Brett Balfour, the other chaplain from Beacon Hospice. As we close today, I want to thank you for allowing us to have a special time with you, to honor you, to reflect, and hopefully to be a special part of that journey that began before you met us, that you allowed us to be a part of, and that continues as you go on from this day forward. Know that though you have had some difficult times with this, we know you will find purpose. Again, we thank you for allowing us the opportunity to be with you, to honor you, and to learn from you. And because of the brightness of the divine shines upon you, I'll not say that may you be blessed, but I know that you will be blessed today and in the days to come. Thank you once again. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness, for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
One of the poems that's become very comforting to patients and families that we serve is the poem titled "Gone from My Sight" by Henry Van Dyke. and I'd like to share that with you now. Gone from my sight. I am standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails to the moving breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and sky come to mingle with each other. Then, someone at my side says, "There, she is gone." Gone where? Gone from my sight. That is all. She is just as large in mast, hull, and spar as she was when she left my side, and she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. And just at the moment when someone says, "There, she is gone," there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout, "Here she comes." And that is dying.
During this past year, with the experiences you've had, we know you will find meaning, as we have done. Thank you for the time you allowed us to share together.